Oh my gosh. Hey y'all. So I hope y'all like that little intro. I'm trying something new. I am weirdly finding like moments that I just want to take small snapshots of either things that I'm doing or things that I like to do and just cataloging them that way. Yeah, so April overview or April review. I just want to do a quick review. I can officially share these projects with y'all. I went back and forth on whether I was going to do like 3 months out or whatever, but I think because I am very much starting, I guess you could say starting fresh when it comes to publicly sharing my art and trying to gather an audience and not just sharing it randomly on Instagram, it's it makes more sense to kind of hit while the iron's hot. So while these projects came out legit 8 9 days ago, I need to share them with a frequency that kind of makes more sense for where I'm at now. So yes, since April's over, I am going to share them a month later so that it kind of makes sense going forward. So the artworks that I did complete in April was Reach for the Ball, which, oh my gosh, if I could go like as in depth as I did in my post about this art piece, this was a journey. I think this was the first art piece that I had done, and it had me, I don't want to say stressed, but it had me frustrated, and it definitely put into work a lot of what I had been doing like in my sketchbooks and testing myself, educating myself a little bit more on like stylistic wise what I wanted to see from my art. So yeah, Reach for the Ball, that was interesting. And also I need to preface and say that April's month theme was sports. It was sports, but I kind of also stuck with one particular sport. I don't know if that was by design, but that's just how everything ended up turning out to be, was sports. So I completed Reach for the Ball, Collect the Wins, and a book stack. Now, I did get some social media help for the book stack. So yeah, that was book stack. Collect the Wins, I went back and forth on how to, how to format this piece, because I had, I think, 3 sketch mock-ups for this piece, and this one felt right. It is a little bit simplistic, but it felt right. And it also gave me a chance to, as much as it's repetitive, it gave me a chance to kind of hone in on some of the techniques that I've been working on in past projects. And so those are the 3 that I completed for the month of April. Yeah. So while that doesn't seem like much, each of these projects, I can say hands down, I thoroughly enjoyed creating. And I think I actually wrote down something that kind of stuck with me. I said, I did because I could. And that is very indicative of my early art journey. Okay, so it is currently May 11th, and I am super duper behind because Mother's Day was the 10th, and I have not gotten anything out. I have so far gotten the sketch done. The sketch is something I had been wanting to do for a long time. It's a picture I took back in, it was either 2020 or 2023, like a while ago, a long time ago. So it's either 3 years old or 6 years old. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, this is a picture I've been wanting to kind of use as a reference that I had. And because I'm not well versed in drawing people in scenes, I decided to use it as somewhat of a, how do you call it? Because I've seen other artists do this where you use a graphic that you have, not necessarily a copyrighted graphic, but a picture you've taken, and you use it as a guideline to like make sure your composition is where you need it to be. So you kind of trace over it, but not not verbatim, not exactly for everything that's on the picture, but you use it as a guideline for spacing, dimension, perspective, all of that. So that's what I did. So this sketch is, I did this sketch with my chalk pencil. Now my chalk pencil in Clip Studio Paint is at a 44 opacity. I just use a slider to slide it down, and the brush size is 20. And then I just did my sketching. Now the color, it doesn't really matter for me what the color is of the brush. I just do it, you know. And also, like, again, I have my notes. I do take my notes so that I have somewhat of a guide to talk to y'all about stuff. So sketching people, again, is not a strength of mine. It's a major weakness. I did some studies in my sketchbook a while back to kind of help me do my character. My first character, I popped it somewhere here on the screen. And then I got the inkling as I kept doing some sketch studies to do another character, and I like that one so much better. That's actually my profile picture for my social media. So I feel like I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. And then, as I talked about earlier in the video about my reach for the ball graphic or illustration that I did for April, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable of understanding how I want to draw my people characters. So I'm not sure exactly how the line art for this piece is going to turn out. I do use my G pen, which if I were to, let's see, just pick a random color, orange. Like, this is what my G pen looks like. I could probably make it bigger so you guys can see the actual texture of the brush. I love this brush. It gives me a comfortability to do my line art that I don't think I've had in other brushes. So that's the line art. That's the brush I use for my line art. And then for rough, which looks like this, I use, if I have to like do details or like my signature on my pieces or anything like that. Another thing that I am focused on, or that I've done, is my color palette, and my color palette is here. I have used my oil paint. Actually, I just picked a random brush. I've never used oil paint in any of my pieces so far, and I kind of use that from the reference photo that I used to try to gauge color families, color groups. So this one is mainly my picture here. I believe that this is, not exactly sure what these two are, but this one is my mother illustration behind me, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think this is hair, and this is hair, and I think this is my lips, and I think this is, I'm not sure, but I guess I'll figure it out as I keep going. But yeah, now will I stick to this color palette? I don't exactly know for sure, but it is an interesting thing. I do want to do better in having color palettes in my illustrations this way. Normally I'll have a color set like I have here. This is my Q1 2026 color set. I know I'm out of Q1, so I may just change this to 2026, but I thought by now I will have, like, I have added more colors to it, so I might just change it to, matter of fact, what I'm talking about, let me just go ahead and just change it to 2026 color set, because I don't need any more confusion. So this is, oh, why didn't I do that? Okay. Oh, okay. Great. So now all these colors are the colors I've used for 2026, and as I continue to grow them and use them, it should look nice. And this is the default one. I don't think I've used this. I think at first I did until I figured out like how to do color sets. But yeah, it's just, so this is what I'm working with as a base. I haven't, like I said, this is just a sketch. I am very behind on this illustration. I am going to try to like include some kind of speed paints or speed time lapse of me doing this project because I do want to complete it today and get it out on social media, and then get the time lapse of it posted to my membership. Yeah, I think this will be part of my collector status tier because it'll be in the process posts that I do every month for all the artworks I do for the month. So yeah, this is like the foundational groundwork of this piece, and I think this is one of the larger ones. I think I did my Earth Day in the same canvas size, but yeah. So I'm going to kind of, I guess, lock this here, and then this will be my line art. So let me just put this to sketch. I'm trying to also do a better job of naming my layers and then going from there. And then I saw a really great tool, and I know this is off on a tangent, but I saw a really great tool that somebody showed me on Instagram on Reels, where you can create like an outline of your illustrations, and I think that'll be a great tool to use for stickers. But yeah, so that's just something that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Sorry, matter of fact, I have to do some stuff right before I can get into it, and I should have like little snippets of speed through. Maybe I'll do the whole thing in speed through. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, but yeah. So I wanted to give y'all like a different overview or a different view of what I've been doing. So I am currently working on May 2026 rewards. So yeah, I'm very behind on what I wanted to do. So these are like the sketches that I've come up with for wallpapers, and the art style is slightly different. I don't know, I sketched these in my sketchbook, as y'all will probably see in a different membership tier. But yeah, this is just an overview of what I'm doing. I am currently, I think, on this one, and then I have this one, and I just have to color. That's all I have to do left is color. Same with here, just color. And yeah, going from there is just up. This is gonna be weird, but that is just what I have left to do.